Great morning, Houston, downtown, midtown, third or fifth. What those of you listening in the car at 102.5 FM, great morning to you that tapped in through our free KMAZ app, and great morning to you that are listening on our website at www.amazing1025fm.org. I'm Amanda Sapp here on the Amanda Sapp Morning Show, and I'm so excited about these guests that we have on air with us today in the studio. I've been hearing so many great things about you both. And talking to you here today is really going to be a good conversation. But I do want to tell our listening audience who we're talking to. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, great. I have here the founder of Cultural Answer, who leads a unique platform that empowers early stage founders to thrive post accelerator. By connecting entrepreneurs with trained college talent and a supportive community, Culture Lancer fosters sustainable growth and drives workforce development for future leaders. The founder of Culture Lancer, who is lighthearted, intentional, determined, and grounded, Miss Briana Brazle.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank
Welcome to our
you.
studio.
Thank
We're glad
you.
to have you here today.
Glad to be here.
You didn't come alone. You have someone here who is lighthearted, she's determined, and she is innovative. She is Chastiny Brown. Great morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Listen, who came up with this? What is Culture Lancer? What great name. I love it. Miss Briana, tell us a little bit about how you came up with this.
Yeah, I mean, the business came out of a personal struggle of mine. One that is generational, one that is also not unique to me. So I like to always start by saying I was lied to. I think in our community and a lot of communities, we're told that education is the vehicle for success. It's almost like a guaranteed vehicle for success, but that's only part of the story. That's what a lie kicks in terms of we have to get other exposures and opportunities to expand our horizons or flex or just grow that muscle so that when we do graduate we can be successful, because being a good candidate on paper does not equal professional success. So this was birthed out of, like I say, that experience as a student who was excelling, who graduated with honors, who did all the things right but couldn't get a job when I graduated college. I found out I just felt like that was unfair, and that was something that has been going on for decades and is still going on today. I'm not a first generation college student. My grandmother went to college. My mom went to college. And long story short, one of the things that kind of like really just made me run in this direction was after having a conversation with my mom, and she had worked for the state of Texas for over 25 years, and when I found out what she made when she retired, I was shocked. And she, like I said, she has a degree in accounting, and I just was like, we're failing people somewhere. So long story short, I'm here to solve that issue, and as well as just grow a strong economy. Like, you can't have a strong economy without talent. And right now, and the way that our system is set up, talent is an afterthought. So we want to make them the front of the conversation, really the front of the conversation, by preparing them as soon as they start thinking about like what does a career look like for them, and bringing that to them a bit early. So that's really the whole purpose of Cultural Answer. We're on a mission to make sure that people are able to live fruitful and fulfilling lives, and we look at career as a vehicle for that.
And you've got Chastity here. Miss Brown, again, what part do you play with Cultural Answer?
Yeah, so I actually help a lot on the student side of things. I am a student myself, or was a student myself, and I faced the same challenges. I actually ended up dropping out of school my last semester during the pandemic. And it was just because I realized it's not what I wanted to do. And so once I realized that, I kind of, had to sit. We all had a lot of time to sit during the pandemic and kind of think about my career and be focused on what I wanted to do. And so now I just help a lot of students really figure out, like, what have you done? How have you done it? How have you supported your community? And how can I propel you and sponsor you to the next level to where you can actually make a huge difference, but also make some money?
Mm-hmm.
Um, why didn't you want to do it anymore?
That's a good question. I think after a while, I was just like, you know, I was in exercise science, so I could tell you about every single bone, muscle, nerve in your body, but it didn't fulfill me in my spirit. Like I felt like I was just kind of doing what everyone else kind of expected for me to do. And the easiest thing you could get into in college at the time, because I graduated early from a community college, was biology. That's what I had credits for. And then finally, I was just like, we're in a pandemic. I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do this at home. I barely want to be there. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to drop last semester and I'm going to figure it out. And honestly, it was just a move from God, in my opinion. Like, and look at where I'm at today, happy, fulfilled, and getting paid.
I think you have a certain level of insight that could speak to young people who may either be in their last semester or, you know, in their first semester.
Yeah.
And sharing this information, I think, with people lets them realize you get it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. And if you get it, then you make damn sure that the right things are in order for them to be able to,
Yeah.
you know, graduate, go get a job. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment briefly just about like the level of insight, because that's something that is what we've ingrained and what we are bringing to this world is our whole company is built off empathy because we've been there. And I don't believe that college is for everybody. I think that education is important. That looks different for people. But I also think that college is a unique time for people, or just post high school is a unique time for people, and I feel like that's the time that people should be exploring and figuring out what their next steps are. A little bit about my background. So I'm a licensed therapist. So our whole like theory of change of behind our company takes into account like the level of insight that's important for people, because career, like your career life is over 90% of your life. So what you're committing to with how you're spending your time is super important to just overall well-being, and mental health, spiritual health. All of that plays a role into it. So I want to give people the opportunity as early as possible to start exploring that, and not wait to when bills start piling up, not wait to when additional life responsibilities hit you in the face. Like, use the time that you have to do that. And like I said, our system is not designed to do that, because talent is an afterthought. But we want it to be at the forethought.
First thing comes to mind, I know we got to go to break. And I think sometimes, because I did not finish college. And now that I am in a world where I have to work for a living, and one of those things that have been majorly important in my success is relationships.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder sometimes if there's not enough emphasis in school regarding that part of how you actually do get a job. I'm not saying that if you know somebody, you're guaranteed employment. But what I am saying, if you do learn how to network appropriately and relate to the people who you feel fit best with who you are and where you want to go, your chances are higher.
Yeah.
A lot
Again,
higher.
what do I know?
A lot
I didn't
higher.
finish.
No, that is a huge key.
So-
Like I said, our system is not designed for it. We can have a whole nother conversation on that. But that is a very important key.
Yeah.
Sure, she could talk.
We're here today with Chastiny Brown and Briana Brazle. They are with Culture Lancer, and we're getting ready to, we haven't even gotten to the part about why we're actually here. We're going to talk about the HBCU in the Park event that's coming up. Guys, stay tapped in, stay tuned in, stay amazing. We'll be right back.
Yeah.